Hey friends, welcome to Creative X. My name is Brad Hussey and I'm a web designer. Today, we're going to be sharing a clip from one of our weekly office hours sessions within our Creative X crew, which is our free community filled with professional web designers, freelancers, agency founders, no-code makers, and people who build amazing things for the internet. During these sessions, I answer questions, provide design feedback, talk positioning, branding, pricing, you name it. The crew is growing every single day and we have a ton of fun. And there is a special place with your name on it. So I want to invite you to join us in the Creative X crew, be a part of our family, and join us in these weekly office hours. It's free and the link is in the description down below. I'd love to see you on the inside. Now let's get into today's clip. Samantha, what are you working on right now?
Hey Brad, how you doing?
Very, very well, thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. So the last time I was on one of these office hours, we were discussing about subscription-based payments and all of that good stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. I
had this idea of working on a subscription-based website for many associations and non-for-profit entities and all of that good stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on developing a website for that and branding around that and business plans and all kinds of good stuff, and hoping to get that launched in January. So that's my plan.
Very cool. That's great to hear.
Yes.
Do you have any hangups? Anything preventing you from like slowing you down?
I think with everybody, I have to agree with the anchor mindset is definitely a big thing, whether you can actually accomplish the things that you want to do and not get hung up in all the perfectionism part of it. I have a big problem with that, making everything as perfect as can be kind of thing. So those are definitely some of the hang-ups that I tend to get into. And obviously time is such a big deal as well. I work full time for a different company as a creative director for them as well. So managing all of that and trying to get all that together has been a little challenging, but I think I have no problem with doing it. So just getting outside of my head and, giving myself pep talks now and again. So.
Of course. What's like one thing that you really want to have accomplished?
Yeah, so definitely the design portion of it. I've been working on a logo and it's just not quite where I want it to be yet, but then am I just overthinking it? Am I just, looking at it too long kind of thing and not stepping outside of the box, but being more involved? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that I'm really working on right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost there. It's just missing something, but I'll figure that out at some point.
Can we see it? Or is that
yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can. I'm still kind of playing with the idea of the rocket. I like the whole launch thing, but I don't know yet. And then I don't know about the spacing of like creative either. And then I also, anyway, so that's kind of what I'm working on.
Okay.
Is that, and then this is just basically like the mock-up of
nice
of the website and stuff. So
okay. My thought here is seeing it in context with this is, first of all, it's helpful because when you see a logo in isolation, it's like you're like, well, what is this for? What is it? You might have a certain style and go, oh, I really love that style. And then you plop it into its environment and go, oh, that really doesn't work. So it's helpful to see it in context.
So my issue is the font that I really like in the logo, but the font on the actual website itself, I really like as well. I think it's super clean, but the A's are bothering me because the A in the logo is flat at the top versus the A in associations is pointed. So, and it may be just might be my issue, but like that kind of bugs me.
Okay.
But I don't know. But I really like the like the font and everything in here. So does it really matter, do you think, or am I just really overthinking that?
It's kind of the nature of a designer, so overthink it like into oblivion. But I think you're allowed to make these. So if you're like, I really like that A with the flat top, But I don't like the pointy A in creative. Well, if you're like opening that up in Illustrator or something to modify your SVG file, you can modify the path, of that A and make it your own A. You could be like, I'm gonna make that a custom font, at least shape. And you're gonna take that A.
Yeah, that's true.
You could do that if it really mattered, and you can experiment and go, that worked and I like it, or that was awful, but that's still a learning lesson. My one thought and looking at it here is I'm wondering if, feel free for anyone to push back on this too. This is again, more opinion based. My thought here is creative. It's not, the C is not matched with the left line of the N, and the E is not matched with the right line of the A. You can do that. You can give some more letter spacing to put that in that kind of box.
Yeah.
The downside of that is it will look potentially boxy and just like a really obvious choice. But it's always worth experimenting. The rocket, I think I would want to see a less literal representation to test it. So it's like when you make a design choice, try and like break it by going, how could this, like if I were to do this differently and to see if I could do this better, let's like put it into competition with this other style. So what I would do is like, I'm like, okay, so I got the NPA creative with the rocket. And you just want to test one element of this. You go like, I'm going to create the same thing. NPA creative is the same. Rocket, I'm going to just go crazy different on this. And I'm going to make it an outline. I'm going to make it abstract. I'm going to make it, like, and test it and look at them and go, this is better. Or this was stupid. That one looks awful. The more literal representation is best. Test it also. And then just test the components of it. That's how I would do that.
All right.
And it might give you some creative input, like where you can get some stuff flowing and go, ooh, really like this concept. I'm going to work with that. I'm going to try that. And that's what I've also observed from working with really good designers who I could only wish to be as good as, but I've seen like how they do it and go, oh, wow, like I can see your process of like concept, this variation, this, test it. This is better. Run with that, move that, do this, try this. And at the end, you're like, you created a masterpiece and it just took iterations. So it's like, that's what I would suggest. Michael says lining up the creative text with NPA could be nicer. A heavier weight would be good as well. Yeah, so you have such a heavy weight with NPA.
Right.
Such a lightweight with creative. Maybe you don't need such a large contrast in the font weights. You can kind of give that creative a little more heft to it.
Right.
But not too much, but enough. Joe says he's got to go. Thanks for the amazing chat. It's been really nice to interact with the community. Good to see you, Joe. We'll see you next time. Also, I like the rocket, but I'm a sucker for space travel, says Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Owen,
cheers, time to meet you all. Take care, bye.
Of course. Owen, the subtext is repeating the larger text, and I agree with Michael that the main heading could be shorter.
Okay.
Cool. This is okay. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. And also don't forget to join the Creative X crew. The link's down in the description. And while you're here, why not check out this video? And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.